Welcome back to part number 22 of my Imperator Rome playthrough as the Bosporan Kingdom. We started out playing meticulously, annexed some tribals about here, and lately we've been on quite the spree. I just declared 2 truce break wars, 1 and then 2 and then 3, so actually 3 wars against Moria, 2 of which were truce break. We have 147.91 AE. Every time you truce break, you get 25 AE. Was thinking of doing another one, but we have a lot of aggressive expansion, and I took a look at some of these loyalties, and it takes a while for 175 AE to burn down, and these are coming down fairly quickly. So, I'm just going to leave this area. I have some of these guys headed up to our port here and up a major river here. And the rest of them are going to meet up with our fleet here. We're going to leave and secure the rest of Alexander's former empire. We need to take this territory here from the Persian Empire. And we need to take a couple of territories from Egypt here. Look at the flashing green lights here. It's Gaza and Tyros, and then the Seleucid Megale as well. Here, this should flash green there. Yeah, we have Babylon, but we need Seleucid Megale. Egypt is sort of all over the place, much like ourselves, only they're a bit more fragmented. This area is going to be not exactly challenging to deal with, but it'll be something to manage, that's for sure. We're going to head back along this way here and not truce break. We may attack Bulimia or Kushan Revolt or whatnot on the way back. It certainly won't cost us much aggressive expansion, as we'll essentially annex anything we run across for free, as long as we can get the stability to declare the war, and we can with militant Epicureanism. It's that 25 that we are getting for the truce break that's breaking the back of the ongoing war effort. So we just have to stop. We took a fair clip out of Moria, so it'll be considerably less feisty, and we're considerably more well off relative to our disposable income. Unfortunately, Egypt is allied with Carthage, so that too is a thing. We're going to have to cope with the both of them at the same time. Egypt, luckily, we've taken a few wars out of him already, so it's just a matter of managing the different quadrants of the war here, while dealing with generally a fairly simple war against Carthage. He has a fair navy, but not our size, so if we land here, we can just proceed in an orderly manner. Maybe we can use our navy to land in Iberia, but generally speaking, if we just proceed down here, I won't have to pay too terribly much attention to the effort. And we can just deal with Egypt, which is going to require quite a bit of attention. That's what's going to happen. I suspect we'll probably take the Kushan Revolt on the way back as Bulimia as well. Will that do us any good relative to accessing... Kush is also allied with Egypt, but there's no way to get any proximity to him or adjacency. So if we triggered Kush, we could trigger Egypt without involving Carthage, but really there's no way to file a claim on Kush that I can see. There's not. There's really no way to get adjacent to him either, as this area we could probably claim. The problem is that you can't colonize unless you have primary culture pops, and that is going to be a trick, as there's no connectivity between what could be primary culture pops here, which of course there are none as yet because we haven't been running the assimilation policy. So there are none, even though we have that, and then we can't move them down through here. So there's no way to colonize this. Even if we were to take this, we could have run primary culture pops down here if we had connectivity. colonized that and then declared here after in a second war. But anyway, that's never going to happen. Who knows really what happens between now and then, though. So I'm going to leave Asia and head back west. I'll take the money. Couldn't quite fit all the ships. I'm building more, 30 more Liburians here, and about 80 more up in Egypt, and I'm sending both fleets right here. The logic here being, I think I can take these guys out really quick. Kushan Revolt. And they're on our way back up. I'm going to do much the same to Bulimia. And then rebase here and think on how to deal with Carthage and Egypt simultaneously. So if I declare this war right now, I could threaten him, I suppose. He'll give it up. Yeah, he will. The rascal. Yep. Well, we'll not threaten him. We need to desecrate 3 more holy sites. Who is this guy? Aramazic guy. Zoroastrian. And another Zoroastrian. Puts us at 30. The good news is that we're not going to immediately lose all that stability from truce breaking. So our loyalties should be, you know, back on track to not self-destruct. Generally speaking. We'll see what happens after the month ticks over, but so now we can declare this war and take wherever it is. We're going to take all of it, so I'll not worry where it is. I'm pretty sure it's this stretch here. I'm going to forced march off of this boat here. 1 and 2, and then we'll move on to the next. They've landed, we're moving. We're going to force march here and then take his capital. He's landed, we're going up here and unload 1, 2, 3, 4 armies. I'll take it, no problem. That's a decent stability after all that. 3 more landed. And off we go to the war goal, I believe, which is going to be here. Let's see. Must be Arabia Maritime. It is. Looks as though this is all occupied, even though you can't really tell. It is. All this is occupied as well. We're going to join, head to this fort and use all of our siege engineers in tandem. We are headed up here to access the war goal. Let's see, I have all of this area here occupied. As to whether he's willing to give much of it up, it looks like he is. We can't get at that. So essentially we've taken everything we can. He was allied with this guy here, Farfara. And that is that. Boom. It looks like Egypt had the same idea we did regarding Bulimia and took him out. Let's see if he's still allied with Carthage. He is. I would wager we could file a claim here. Once the month expires, we can probably file one here as well. Let's do that. That way we can get at the Kushan Revolt and then Kush and Egypt without having to involve Carthage. But I suspect we're going to be actioning Egypt and Carthage long before any of all that happens. Alright, so we are here. Let's get out of this area. I'm going to pick this other army up. Go up here to the deltas and see if we can merge the fleet. And see about how to get Alexander's empire back together. By taking these territories from Egypt. Seleucid Megalia here. And I think that's probably got to be the plan. I think we're going to get 8% pop happiness from that. What do we get? Let's see. Diplo rep will help with the high AE if we're at peace. Morale of armies is nice. Unintegrated culture group happiness, nice. National Freeman happiness, nice. Getting there. That's the trick. I note that I have quite a bit of money in the bank, and these wonders are coming online. I'd imagine there are probably more pops about here if I just sort of randomly chose. They're all Bosporan Hellenic. Looking for a home, I think that we have extra routes and we have food, so that means our noble commercial hub or commercial marketplace packages that we have here are working for trade routes. We have plenty of grain we can import, so why not max our city out while we're here and get back to a little city building here. I'm going to max these buildings out with aqueducts. So these buildings are all maxed out, and I'm not really sure how many we're building. I just clicked the button a bunch of times. We have 4 going up there, 1 there. Let's see, we have 3 going up there. I think we have pop capacity augmented from a couple of improvements, various efficiencies we have from innovations, a map of the world. I think I can get some of these relics here. We have space for 1 more. I bet we have some juicy ones. I see I found the Ben stone presently in Heliopolis. Let's see where that is. Heliopolis there. There it is. And that's the Ben stone. We will take it out and we'll put it in the temple of Aristrila. Aristar, or what? Who knows what it is anyway. So it should be at the bottom of the list. Aristria. Ben stone, our glorious Basilius, now has increased the capacity of our... It doesn't show yet, but it will. Let's see if there are any other juicy ones that we could replace. We have some trade route augmentation, but... And this 7.5% map of the world thing is nice, but straight up pop capacity I think is better. Okay, we don't have any straight pop capacities. We have 3 in there already, but I think we have a local building +2 somewhere here. There it is. The Cybele stone in Pesinius. There it is. Local building slots +2. We'll take 1 AE there. And unfortunately, we're going to have to either remove one of our base trade routes or our 7.5% will remove that. And we will replace that with the Cybele stone there. And then we should be able to build 2 more aqueducts in either area. Let's see. Doesn't show yet. It will. I'm going to let the month tick over. So these should show with 2 more building slots. They do, so I can build 2 more in either. We just use the macro builder, I suppose. That's where we were. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now that should get us a very serious increase in our population capacity. Get the size of our legion, which has been stagnant for the longest time, back on track. We have an immediate increase from the Ben stone, so I'm going to move. Let's see, how many territories are there? I'll bring about 100 pops down, I think. So I evacuated these pops, just moved them here and then here. These guys all condensed here and then here. And then you move these guys before you move these guys so that you're sure that these... Anyway, you just evacuate I'll show it next time. It's very easy to do. It took about 5 minutes, and we have 100 pops right here. So let's see. We have a 68 capacity and 139 pops. We'll call it 6 pops per, which is about the amount that the Ben stone was supposed to raise it. All we have to do is find this city with the extra what is it called? Chimeria. There it is right there. Just move 6 per. Now we're mostly about right. There are 3 pops that are needed right here. I can probably dredge them up, but there's not a whole lot. Well, yeah, there's no point. So let's see. 70 pops in each of these territories. 82 here. 73. So that should increase the workload for this wonder. It may or may not get done a little bit sooner. Who knows, really? It is already done. You are the one that February 12, 659. The good news is here we have, I think, more pops available. No, I just, there are some here. There are quite a few out this way. And there are quite a few indeed, yeah. I'd imagine I'd have paid this 0 mind. Oh, he's built a city there. And it's disloyal. So maybe we'll bring some of these tribals or detribalizing guys and move them to our capital. This area has always, it's never really fully assimilated, even with the policy running full tilt 24/7 since essentially the start of the game. All of these guys are still multicultural. I have half a mind to build a theater in all these areas, so I can not really worry and just move all these various sorts in there as well. But it's so predominantly Bosporan that it doesn't really matter at this point, I don't think. Alright, so the fleet is on its way back here. I'm gonna pick this guy up and leave someone probably here. Or better yet, right here. Or maybe both. Well, we'll go here. We'll drop in this port here. And then we'll drop a couple of armies here and here. The rest off to Carthage. We'll land in Carthago. Immediately hire these 2 bruisers. And we can hire one more heavy hitter here. I think this guy, let's see, is 11 man. Let's do that right now. We can reorganize him here. Let's see, this is Egypt there. We're gonna send the Merc down deep in this area here to engage the slot here with Kush in Egypt. We're gonna need another Merc for that effort as well. This guy essentially has no martial skill, although I'm not really all that sure it will matter. But I'm gonna go with this guy. He's a little bit better. Let's put him down here and go like that. That's essentially all of our mercs. We have levies that we can call up if he gets out of control here. We're gonna have to use levies. I see. I think these Cappadocia Pontica levies can probably handle whatever goes on here. This aspect. There's a few in Macedon. I probably should call up another Legion proper. In Macedon, perhaps. And then I can march it where? Here. If I do that right now and start the march, I think it can work. Let's do it. Let's do it. Macedon has quite a bit of potential. Whereas Cappadocia Pontica has been large like that, but it's been that way forever. Macedon, I think, is just now beginning to come online with a bunch of theaters that I built up in that area. We have the general monument, so I figure why not? We'll give it a try. We can place her there. We have a scorned family we need to deal with, but that's something that can be easily sorted through. Let's get this guy, say, on his way here. And since we have a legion proper in Macedon, I want to make sure that the Macedonian region is properly theaterized. I'm going to build some theaters in cities that don't have them, as I want it to grow, the legion that is, and I'm going to combine some pops and put them in cities that are not completely filled. The logic behind that is that I pay this general a fair clip of money, and I want the legion to be maybe 17, 18, 20 strong instead of 19 or 9.5. So I've been trying to figure out why Cappadocia Pontica has so many legion count available. It's probably because we came down here quite early, and then even before that first Roman war, our legions were down here, and then they had to extract here. So I noted that a lot of the territories there don't have theaters, and I think something can be done here. I moved quite a few pops into these cities. There were just Bosporans wandering about in the fields, as well as other pops that were able to be moved into the cities, so they'll promote. And I'm more comfortable calling up a legion proper there now, so we can keep them on permanently, and we won't have to hire mercs to deal with this madness here either, as we're at our mercenary maximum. So we have Cappadocia Pontica. We can call up another, and this legion should grow into a proper army at some point. Right now it's a little smaller than our usual, but it should get the job done here. Asia has quite a few, but there are also quite a few cities there, and we do not have all that much money for theaters in all of these areas, so we'll just leave it be. We may as well finish out our Persian group with some archer offense and horse archer defense. Our mercs tend to have a lot of archers. It looks like we're more than a half an hour in here. I'm going to call it an episode. It should be interesting. There's going to be a lot of moving parts to it, and there's not a lot of ability to contain the various breakouts. Just the 2 strength levies is about all that I have. This unit is holding out the first taxus of Samartia Europa here. It's this entire front. We have more on the way. The first taxus of Cappadocia Pontica. Macedonian army is down here, building out to the fleet. These guys are on their way over to Carthage. I think this war is going to at least run a year and a half. And if it runs a year and a half, I may as well run it out 3 years, just because. Then I can separate peace with Carthage, and then take 100 war score out of each, and it won't be a huge waste of time. With that having been said, let's see what we're looking at here. This is the whole of it, and when does our wonder hit here? What's the capacities now? I need to move more pops into our capital territory, but more to the point, when does our wonder get built? Soon, very soon. 658. So those extra pops, I think, pushed it forward. What is that? 658. So in like 9 months, it will be done, and we'll get, well, citizen happiness. I hope to see you in the next episode.